Hi, buddy. Welcome back. Today we're doing an episode in our legendary Isabella von Karstein campaign for Total War Warhammer. I'm the strategy professor. We're doing the Steel Faith overhaul mod here. Where we left off last time. Starting to make some progress. We're moving into Zufbar. It looks like the vampiric corruption penalty might be less than it was in the base game, which is cool. So I don't have to sit here and kill rebellions for 50 turns. Okay, speaking of which, let's go ahead and just knock this out first, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. I would like Grom's Peak, but I need to just keep stuff centralized around me. We're about to start getting, soon-ish, Baleful Rituals, which will be huge, and then Spread the Covens. And we're starting to get some of our towns, we're getting a little bit more money, we're starting to get some of our towns into a position to start getting the tier 2 Balefire Hearth to spread. And that's really how you start expanding quickly, is once you start getting the Vampiric Corruption already set up in all these adjacent provinces, and you can move on. So it takes you a little bit more time to develop your board at the start as the vampire counts. But then once you start gaining more territory and adding more and more Vampiric Corruption to the mix, then it becomes easier to transition to other areas. So they start off kind of slow with their expansion, and they go relatively quickly. Because once you have an area, it's very advantageous if it's obviously vampirically corrupt, because you're going to get attrition for people who try to move through it, and leadership and casualty replenishment. So you get a lot of things. It just sucks to set it up, but once you get it, it's pretty advantageous.
Annihilate them.
I think we're gonna murder him. I mean, the only thing that's like gonna be annoying are the ranged wolves. I mean, the vampires have such strong missile resistance, they can just probably empty their whole clip on us, and it's not gonna matter. Those little arrows do virtually no armor-piercing damage.
Crush the breathers. Vampire.
Come on, put them in there. There we go. I think I want these to be like... Wait, what did I do? No, I want... That too. Sorry, I just woke up a little bit ago. There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. I've got a system for why I do that stuff. I mean, usually my 2 is my sort of advanced missile units, 3 are kind of my swift units, and then 9 and 10 are usually my hero units. I say we just run at them. Just started. Oh, come on. I got that missile cab on both sides, that's annoying. Oh, that's a pretty sweet. Whoa. That's a bit far, that's a bit far. I think she'll probably be okay, but getting a little bit far. I have to charge into them. Okay.
Vampires, fight me if you dare. The Von Carsteins march.
And the dogs after the runners. Okay.
I will. His lady. Quickly. Living will join us. Von Carsteins are the true empress.
Guys, let's go. Hello. Just run the zombies at those guys. Focus fire on the dogs.
All life must end.
Start focus firing out my ghouls, man. Not the ghouls.
Swiftly, Isabella. Your desire? End them. Noble of the night. To war! Blood magic! Your time has come at once.
Yeah, I don't know how it thinks that that is going to be a close fight.
Are the new order.
Vampire newsflash: vampires are really good, especially on this patch. I'll let that guy into the next fight. We're gonna fight him again. It's probably gonna make me kill him again, and he's injured. And I'd rather them have him rather than a new fresh lord.
Yes. Get going. What? Is it?
Wish there were hotkeys for the spells. I mean, there might be. Are there? Oh, Alt 1. I don't know if I can change that or not. I'm sure that's modular. I hate 2-button hotkeys. I really do.
Your desire?
Yeah, this really does virtually no damage. I mean, how many are gonna die from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 goblins out of a pack of 220 died from a spirit leech. It's pretty good against single targets. It's okay against single targets. It's just absolutely awful against multi-targets. Trying to kill as many as we can. There we go. Dogs are great at cleaning up these, taking off the trash here. Oof, that was a close one. Barely made it. I think the Sternsmen are actually pretty good. Nice. I could get a Hell Steed right now, I think, right? It says after Nightmare. It doesn't say a level requirement. I think, yeah, we're just gonna go for Lightning Strike, though, at this point. Hunger. Pretty big upgrade.
Isabella von Karstein. Zagov. Speak. Blood.
Of course. Kills off the ghouls.
Let us talk.
Alright, so now we're almost certainly unkillable. This many vampires. I don't even have the all of the vampires here. My shadow one's over here. Adeline. Von Deal. I like that. Hildegard. I love these, like, old school names. Action, characters, difficulty. The public order is much less of a problem. I mean, I appreciate in the normal legendary campaign that city management's much more difficult through public order, and it's -8. If you haven't played normal legendary, it's usually -8, which is a big deal. Having it only be -4, but that does let you expand and just speed up the campaign faster. The -8 does create some interesting tactical decisions. You know, it does put a limit on things you can do. I want to kill these dwarves, like, ASAP. How does that look? Character more, whatever. They do not have level 2 gates, or any gates, really, so...
Countess of Sylvania.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pop in here to help with the public order just for a moment, and then we can have him come over and just kind of be on rebellion duty. I think this should be able to beat normal rebellion stuff. Like I said, I think the 70 cost, the huge cost reduction for hounds, is actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So I think getting this early might be okay. I'm not sure if you should rush it. Master of the Swarms is worthless. I think the dogs are better than the bats, even with the upgrades. They're just trash. Vargeists are kind of, they're okay. They're very expensive for what they are, but they're okay. So you might be able to do that first. We'll see. We've got the ghouls coming up here soon, so we'll take a look at it. I like the normal ghouls so far. They seem pretty effective in combat. Obviously, the vampires are very effective. Do I upgrade this? Can I afford to upgrade that? Because I've got to have this building. This is Black Iron Mine, right? So yes. This will be the place where I want to get Great Guard. This place doesn't have any bonuses. So what would I get here? The other place has forests. Necromancer stuff, maybe? Access to... That would give me access to a zombie dragon or a mortis engine. Wait, did they move it again? Dude, they move this like every day. What? Like seriously, every day the Terror Guys, they update this patch and the Terror Guys moves to a different slot. It was tier 3, now it's tier 4. Is it still required? Okay, so you can get a Terrorgeist straight up, does not require a Vampire Crypts anymore. Okay, well that's fair. I do like that better than it was, because right here, like they moved Terrorgeist. So for those of you, I think everyone's probably watched this from the beginning, but when I started this campaign, this has not been that long ago. I just started this campaign probably within the last week. When I was running this campaign, they start over here in the base game, and that's where they were in the campaign. They're your tier 3 Haunted Forest unit, but it required a Vampire Crypts to hire them. So really they were tier 4. And then they moved it over to tier 5, and it also required a Vampire Crypt. So it required this and tier 5. But now they've dropped it down to Necromancer hit. Which, overall, I kind of like this change. It gives because the Necromancer is obviously, you know, should be obvious to a lot of people, is inferior to Vampire Crypts to start with. Like, you want this is cool, but the Vampire Crypts are just far, far better. As you can see, vampires themselves are extremely powerful, especially because they removed the regeneration cap on this patch, or on this mod. So, I mean, they're virtually unkillable. I'm not sure about that. The regeneration is less than it used to be, but they just maul early to mid-game units. Is what it seems like to me. Like, just nothing can compete with them. They're just, it's laughable. So other factions aren't going to be able to deal with them until they get like a lot of tier 4 or tier 5 units, most likely. And they do all that damage because now they have this extra move speed on this patch to like 60. So they have the move speed of kind of a slow-ish mount. Which means they don't have to get a mount, which is very, very advantageous, because one of the problems with mounts, especially if you're facing Empire, which we're going to be facing a lot of Empire lately, is they have a lot of halberds and spears that get bonuses against large. And so because you're unmounted, you don't suffer the penalty. So it's a lot harder to kill you in general, because they can't exploit the fact that you have a mount, and that allows you to climb up walls so you can siege much better. Okay, anyways, so nothing gives a bonus to anything in here typically, so I guess we could just go for a necromancer thing here. That will allow us to hire... Okay, so I like that overall. I like that change. It gives you a reason to go for the necromancer pit if you want it. It does run counterintuitive to Isabella, who has all of these bonuses for Terrorgeists. That's one reason that I want to get those, because she has Midnight's Children and this, Flying Horrors. Now, Terrorgeist does not count as a siege attacker, right? No, that's annoying. But it's a sort of kind of reasonable cost given how big it is. It's a huge flying monster. It is on the expensive side. It gets like, doesn't it get 50 versus large? Yeah. So it's going to hit every attack, basically. 85 armor. So this thing's going to be almost unkillable too. It only has 52 leadership. But that buff that I just described will give it more leadership. It has a nice charge bonus. You can charge cycle with this one. So this would replace the Vargeists, I think. It's just... And of course it has regeneration because it causes terror. That's a huge, huge thing. There aren't as many units in the roster that cause terror. Physical resistance, lots of missile resistance. And it's got this scream, which lowers melee defense by quite a lot, which is great. That's actually really good, because then you fly in behind the melee line, flank them, hit them, it's going to cause terror, cause this scream. It's also going to drop their leadership, so they're going to be terrified even more. And then it's negative 20 melee defense. Did it always have that? Negative 20 melee defense? I don't know. But that basically means that all of your units around... Now, the effect range is not that far, but all of your units around them are going to hit 20% more of the time. So that's really pretty huge. So yeah, I think this is definitely worth getting. At this point. Yeah, that's really nice that it doesn't require anything else. So it gives you an incentive to rush Necromancer. And I don't know what Necromancers do yet. I don't know how they tinkered with them or changed whatever, but I know that... Okay, so they get Vampire Magic. Which... Master of the Dead is pretty good, and they can get a little Balefire mount or whatever, which is good. They're alright. I mean, they're pretty good in multiplayer. They were last time I played last fall. That's interesting. So they have some kind of cool spells, like Vampire Magic spells. The thing about vampires is you can't really get a lot of their spells. Like, they do have the best spell, which is... Invocation of Nahek. At least I still think it's the best. But they can't get a lot of this other stuff. Give everybody minus 35 melee attack. That's pretty good for Curse of Years. Sort of. And I mean, that's all alright, but you'll be using Invocation of Nahek the most. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to realign like what I want to do here. Okay, so once I get this to tier 4, which will be soon, then I can get the Forbidden Library. I feel like it's probably worth. Now, this Mortis engine, I'm not sure. It's expensive, but it has a ton of buffs on it. So if you get the Balefire cart plus the Mortis engine, you just get, like, an unstoppable amount. Now, this does damage to everyone around it, which is pretty okay. Causes terror. Reliquary Binding replenishes. Immune to Vigor, which is good. I mean, once you get the Reliquary and once you get the Balefire stuff, which I don't even really need to get up here to get to the Balefire, although I could. I think Unholy Lodestone is what you want. I keep calling it the Balefire. It's the Corpse Cart. Unholy Lodestone is the good one, though. Balefire kind of sucks. But once you get the Unholy Lodestone in an army, gives extra melee defense, attack, and armor-piercing damage. A nice little buff. It's got regeneration. It replenishes stuff, and that Unholy Lodestone stacks with the necromancer, whatever, master of the dead or whatever, and the mortis engine. So you can have triple aura regeneration on top of units, most of which already regenerate, like the crypt horrors, on top of being able to do like invocation of the hex. So you've got 5 different regeneration mechanics in a game where there's no cap on regeneration. So you can do the math on that. I'll give you a hint. The final solution is probably going to be steamroll once you get all that. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll position him over here to clean up these rebels, and we'll get her over here just to start massacring everybody. To continue massacring everybody.
My sire.
Oh,
Isabella.
I can drop one of them down here too. I need to do that. Almost forgot. I've been bad about doing that a few times. Who has expansionist? Was it Melissa? I thought it was one of the Melissas. Ratep? Yeah, she's got it. Alright, Ratep. Pop down there. There you go. Hit a bit more of that. Now, do I want to go ahead and upgrade this? That will give me access to another Balefire Brazier, which will let me expand faster. And that'll start spreading corruption to all of this. This is a great province for corruption because it just sends it across, all across these mountains, just everywhere. Through here. It's a pretty good province to hold. How much money? It gives only 50. It does give more growth. But how long? Let's see. I need to make sure I budget this because my armies are getting kind of expensive too. 3 turns on this, and then 3 turns on this. So both of them are 3 turns. So that's going to be expensive. So this is going to be 12,000 gold to upgrade both of these. And I need 1 Balefire here next turn. It says 14,000 gold, and I'm only getting 1,500. I don't think I can upgrade this right now. Okay. And we have some of these. I'm going to go ahead and try to assassinate the little gobbo here. It's pretty cheap to assassinate. What's making that cheap? Is it this building? Is it this tier 3 skill? I'm trying to remember. There's something that makes stuff cheaper. Hero actions minus 10%. Oh, but they're not in the region. Okay, well, I can only try once per turn to assassinate him. They get that on guard trait. What are these guys doing?
Absolutely not.
Minus 20. Growth. Yeah, I don't want you modifying my growth, man. Come on. Worth the 206. It does level up your Banshee pretty quickly if you do that. Even if you fail, like, they get some experience. So I think it's worth a shot. Okay. So he's all good. Let's go ahead and move him over to here, I suppose. Rotate around. Okay, I think that's good. get Vlad back in here.
Unstoppable.
Remember, he got assassinated
Descendant
earlier.
of Bathory.
What kind of stuff do they have? They're getting some pretty crazy stuff over here. I'm gonna have to recruit at least a little bit.
I am darkness. The world will be ours.
I love her accent, man. It's great.
Countess of Sylvania.
Now, I think these will be good against dwarves. I mean, they have huge physical resistance. They don't have regen, which is a thing. They have pretty low melee attack, but they have great armor-piercing damage. I think they'll be okay. Probably. So what do I need here? In a siege, I probably want crypt horrors. It's going to take a couple of turns to do that.
Join me for dinner.
Go crypt ghouls too, but historically crypt horrors are extremely good against dwarves. Now they don't do as much armor piercing damage as they used to back in the day, which is a thing, but dwarves just don't have any way to kill these things early game. I mean, they need slayers or they have to focus fire them with correlers, and in a siege that's going to be difficult. There's nothing else really I don't think that would be that beneficial here. I mean, this for the little bonus. It doesn't give the area of effect healing. Bats are okay, but they've been kind of disappointing. These are alright, but they don't regen. These things should just be able to stick in combat. And be virtually unkillable. The question is, how many do I want? I could go for the full suite of 3. And then throw the vampires and banshees in here. So we need 6,000 to upgrade these. We can wait on the necromancer if we have to, though. It's nice to get that upgrade, but we can wait on it. Hounds aren't going to be that good. These hounds are very expensive, too. I should probably just get rid of these, honestly, and hire normal hounds. They do have the chevrons, though, which is nice. Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and do this right. Let's make sure we get this. So, we'll just chill for a couple of turns. How's the public order looking? Not great, but... Oh, what happened over here? Oh, wow, they took Mount Gunbad? What? That's weird. How's this coming along? Not great. Could see him come up here to try to knock these guys out also. We do have a few turns on this rebellion. We get -2 characters. Okay. Wait, lack of corruption at 84%? What? You take 90% to max out the corruption now? Do you want to get 5 public order? 84%. Okay, because they're going to hire more stuff and try to come at me here in a little bit. I think we can just beat them even if they come at me, though. What else can I do with this? Could maybe try to take the moot. No, I feel like I want to do something more productive than just sit here for 4 turns. This army's costing me, you know, 1,800. I think I could at least come over here and sack this. the moot. Just sack and burn it or something. I don't know. Can't really fight Caricadrine or anything like that. Let's just roll over here for now.
I shall go.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that though. At least get some eyes in this area, make them stop hiring and run. I think that's all good. Okay, let's go ahead and just, since it's so cheap to just take a shot at these guys, we might as well. Okay, sweet. Get him out of here. Oh, sweet, you get 2 points here. Assassin, definitely. You gotta keep those heroes under control. The hero spam. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and just... Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just waiting. Should be good.
My words are as deadly as my blade, mortal.
Let me see here. So they don't own Talabic land. However, see, hopefully I take out so far in a couple of turns and I have some choices where I want to go. I could go up and mess with the Bloody Spears if I want to. You have to run through mountains though. That gets a little more tricky. I need to wait until I get more Vampiric Corruption over there, I think. Like, I do want to take Caricadrine and this stuff, but I would love taking, like... moving into here is tough to defend also, though. It's not really a great option. But the question is, do I have 10 turns before I want to mess with anything else? How many... Strength rank is 34. Could pop over this river and knock them out. I've got to knock this out first. Talabic land, and they have a lot of this property. I don't want to go too far north because Chaos is going to come rolling through here anyways. I probably don't want Ostermark. I'd rather have more stuff over here. Or down in the south. See, okay, so I take this. This is going to take like 2 turns. I can use her to grab Talbot Land and Sterling. That'll take at least probably 3 more turns. That's 5 turns. But then I would want a Verland pretty quickly after that. I want to leverage this. I'm going to pass on it. I want to leverage this vampire power spike that I have before people start getting things that can deal with these vampires. I mean, taking over Grom's Peak area is pretty nice because you get a gold mine. Gold mines are very valuable and they're insulated, but... Pray. Nice, respectful. Huh. Well, I'm not going to be recruiting that much, so I might as well just go War Fervor. Oh, Dwarf on Dwarf fight, huh?
I think so.
Dwarf on Dwarf fight. This is going to be a hard fight, though. Don't mistake it. This is going to be hard. Now, they could... If they sallied out onto the field, that would be harder than sieging them. If they have almost no quarrelers here. There's like a handful of quarrelers. 2 or 3.
Begone.
His lady. Who wishes the red kiss?
Yeah, okay, they left at least, so they're off our territory. I think I do have to come down here. It's just going to be a few turns. Like, if I go over here and take one of these, I'd have to declare war on them first of all. I think, yeah, I just have to come down here and chill. As much as that sucks. I mean, maybe I will go after Grand Peak, we'll see. It's like Ostermark's going for him right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and use this. Knock out. See if we can knock out this guy. Oh, if you carry out a successful assassination, then you have to wait some number of turns before you can do it again.
On death ascendant.
Is that how that works? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so you're tired after that. Okay.
Isabella von Karstein.
Fair enough. One more turn. Well, we might as well load her up then.
Countess of Sylvania.
Dang, that's exactly the amount that I need for that population surplus. But I'm not going to be able to get both of these. Well, I might get both of them. How many? Is this one exact? No, I'm overkilled on this one. So I could definitely get in here with her. I don't know. I don't think I want to play around with this. Like, there's still dwarves. They're still going to hurt. You know, it's still going to be 12, whatever they have here. You know, 26 on 15 or something. In a siege. And it's still going to be tough. I mean, if I was really scared, I could run flat over there to help me out, but I don't think he's going to be necessary. Maybe I can do it without him. Okay, if this takes one more turn, I'm okay with that. It's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in here. Since we're waiting on that anyways, we might as well just go ahead and... I probably should have done this earlier. It's greedy to go for upgrading both of those at the same time. Just get that Balefire rolling. So this stabilizes. I saw some kind of something looked like it worked there.
Countess of Sylvania.
No, I will not shame my clan.
I was just wondering, why should I do vampires here anyways? Because the Vargulf. Wait, does the Vargulf require an armory? No, it requires that. Oh, wait, hold on. faction wide? They just changed that? Oh wow, holy crap. Dude, that is overpowered. Okay, so they must have changed this in the mod. So now it's a faction wide every time you build one of these buildings. Like with iron or with forest or whatever. Typically it's just in that region, so you have to this is where you would set up like your black or your for instance, this is where you would want your grave guard set up, and the other place where your vampire chain is where you would want the haunted forest, which is where you'd want your Vargulfs. But now they've changed it to faction wide. I guess they lowered the amount of chevrons. I think it used to be 3 ranks for grave guard. Now I've taken it down to 2. So it hurts the early game bonus that you get with it. But that recruitment cost could stack. You know, if you got 4 of these places around the map, you'd have 80% off recruitment. Okay. So it probably hurts early game power spike by doing that, but it gives you like late game powerhouse unstoppable. Although to be realistic, in virtually every campaign by the late game, if you're managing your campaign correctly, you're unstoppable. I mean, once you get like 30 province or 30 settlements, and the next highest person has like 5, you know, they're not going to keep up with you unless you're making some major mistakes.
Night comes.
I guess I could have waited, given the growth one more turn, but anyways, all right. That's where we want that. We got this going. Could upgrade that to get to the night thing. Wow, that's just too much. Like, here's the thing about vampire accounts: you get a ton of gold, or not a ton of gold. You get a ton of growth, so you can upgrade super fast. But your buildings are very expensive, so and you don't have a great way to earn income early on because you can't trade, and your buildings are kind of income buildings are kind of garbage, and you can't expand that quickly because you have to wait on your corruption. Okay, let's go ahead and put him in position over here.
In my own time. The von Garstein.
Okay. What am I even learning tech-wise? Okay, so that will give me some more money. But this is the big one. That's huge, and then that's pretty big too. Okay. I have to check the time here in a second. Hopefully we have enough time to do the dwarf siege. If not, we'll do it at the start of next episode. I really do need to keep these to about an hour. Okay, so they're going around. This is why I like Conquer anyway, because it's fun. Like, you get, like, they can go up there and take out Grom's Peak and Mount Gunpad. And now we just have a different angle on it, you know? Like, it's just, like, you're not expecting that faction to be there. You know, you're not expecting to fight them in the mountains like that, but now you can. So I think it makes it fresh. I think there's a lot of replayability. I think it actually helps empower the computer quite a lot. So they're just suiciding in there. If you're wondering, well, like, why would they do that? They have no hope. Where is this?
Isabella von Casta.
Oh, nice. Is that why? Is it just on this turn I get that, or is it because I upgraded a specific tech? I don't know. Okay. It might be because you get that tech, because I remember getting this in past campaigns just randomly from a quest also. Okay, so yes, this is the thing. They get an unholy lodestone corpse cart, which is great. That gives all those sweet buffs, makes them actually relevant. And then Master of the Dead is another one, where they don't want to fight, they just kind of stand there. Prime Mover is also actually quite strong. That lowers the costs on these buildings, and as I just mentioned, you have huge costs for buildings. So we'll see. So basically, we might bring him into battle, and then just have him just chill in the back, probably, and just give this double regeneration. Then we might upgrade him. So we get, like, Arcane Conduit. Well, what are these things do? Hardy... awful. Okay, it's not great. It's whatever. I mean, that's pretty decent. I do have a lot of heroes, so I'm gonna need a lot of magical items to fill them all out. 10% assassination. Don't care about damage building. I do care about damage walls. Actually, I don't really care about damage walls because a lot of my units can just climb up on the walls. Yeah. So we'll probably just go Prime Mover and then go through here for maybe a little bit more utility. Who knows? I mean, there might be some fights where I would want Wind of Death or something. I don't know. Like, it's hard to imagine a scenario where I would use my mana on anything except for Nahek. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's good to have a couple of them in your army just for that double regeneration, because they can get the... Before, they didn't used to be able to get the corpse cart, and they weren't nearly as good as they are now. They're borderline worthless in vanilla, but now they kind of have some use. They did have Master of the Dead, but it just wasn't enough. Okay. Do I need to recruit anything? I really don't think so. Like, these Sternsmen are really good. Charge defense, units renown. Okay, so they have silver shields, pretty good. Base value is 105, shield value is 4. I don't know what that means. Oh, the armor. The shield gives me 4. The melee attack's pretty low. Now they do, what, piercing? 23 piercing at plus 10 versus infantry. So they have 42 melee attack. They do regenerate also, so that's a thing. And they're missile resistant. Maybe I pick them up. It'd be a bit more expensive. How serious is this looking? I mean, 12. It's 19. It's like 23 units. I really just don't know how they stop vampires plus the crypt horrors. What do they have that's going to stop that? Longbeards are good, but unstoppable. I mean, Sternsman would solidify it. Maybe maybe I'm being greedy. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I'm going to try it without the Sternsman.
Attack! All shall perish.
Oh, it's not walled. I forgot about that. I was thinking I was going to have to siege it this turn. I wanted to get the Necromancer in here. I can put him over and level him up with the other guy. Vlad. Okay, sweet. We can just fight him. How much time do we have? I haven't done a good battle this episode, I don't think. I just fought rebellions. Okay, good. Well, this will be a good battle then. We'll go a little bit over time, but I try to give you a good battle every episode. I can't always promise it. Let's do this. Oh, it is open field, so it's not a siege. That does make it actually a little bit harder. But I don't think it's going to matter, honestly. And we need to be a little bit more careful with the Banshees. Because they are a bit more fragile. They don't have regen. Got our standard zombies who just kind of run up, soak fire. Okay, now these would be... Oh, this brings me back. I loved my original vampire campaign. I didn't finish it. I don't tend to finish campaign, you know, once I get to the point where I have like 50 settlements or something, I'm like, oh man, you know, it's going to take another 30 episodes to clean this out, but there's just no way anyone's going to kill me. And there's no contest. Then I'm just like, ooh, but I could start a new campaign with this and that. So, I have lost campaigns, not on the channel, spoiler alert, I guess. The Musion campaign, I haven't picked that up in a while, but that's really hard. That's really, really hard. Because you have to fight the elves early. And so that one, if I played that out, there's actually a chance I could lose that. I think I'll be able to pull it off. But we're in a pretty tough spot there. We're getting hero spammed, and that one's definitely tougher. But for the most part, I think that most people would agree who are Total War enthusiasts that the most interesting episodes are, you know, the first 100 turns or so. I could just run the vampires up there. I mean, they're so missile resistant. They didn't change anything about the models, did they? No. Okay, let's go ahead and start deployment. I mean, that is a lot of dwarves. These hounds are not going to be that great in this battle. I was thinking it was going to be a siege. Maybe I should have grabbed the Sternsman. The dwarves have really high leadership, so they are unlikely. And I think even the whatever... Longbeards are immune to psychology, I think, so the terror is not even going to work on them very well. I don't clump up that much. Let's shut those quarrelers up. I gotta try to get these quarrelers. Yeah, they just focus fire down those things.
Crush the breathers. Vampire. Living will join. I'm in your throne.
That fire is taking some extra heat here.
Noble of the night. To war! Do not mock me. Cultus.
Where's their main dude? He's in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, good.
And those things are taking some heat.
Your desire?
Again, focus fire. Time to run. Time to run. God, these quarrelers have to go.
Isabella von Pasta. I will. Blood frenzy.
If I can just shut up those quarrelers, I might be able to buy enough time.
Very well.
I might lose some cryptors right here.
I'm in your throne. I never artist tight. Isabella.
You're gonna help these guys out. Excuse me.
Your time has come.
Yeah, we're about to lose these cryptors, I think.
Vampire. At once. Swiftly.
Go
At
deal with
once.
them. Jesus. Yeah, those cryptors are taking some heat.
Level Karstein's march.
Alright, I've had enough of this over here. Can we just kill this lord? Where's the lord?
Has fallen. I smell fear.
Where's my other one? Oh, she's over here tearing that up. Okay. Is she fighting people? Yeah, I guess so, a little bit.
Do not mock. I understand. It is done. We are the new order.
I just about got him.
It shall be.
You're not running out of here, boy.
Swiftly. We surpass Nagash.
They're actually running, okay. That terror causing, though. That's fine. Just get back over here. So we did lose a couple of Cryptors, which is not great. I could have microed those better. So they are still susceptible to focus fire. Okay, so these guys should all be out of here soon.
Tremble, mortals. Agreed. Noble of the night. Moving. I'm in your thrall.
Kill everybody, kill everybody, kill everybody.
Frenzy.
Well, they're in the town, so I don't think it's going to matter, but
What? Understood.
it might.
Vampire. Swiftly.
But overall, I still think they perform better than anything else I've seen so far, other than vampires, obviously. These just have such low melee attack. They are good. I mean, they're primarily for just running around causing terror. The Banshees, and they're very good at assassinating other lords.
I will do this.
How much does this regenerate?
I ascend.
So the regeneration is like infinite, but it's a lot slower. It looks like. How much do they regenerate naturally? It's like about 2 per second. One, 1,000, 2, maybe 4 to 6 per second. I think it used to be much higher than that in the base game. I can't remember. So, like, they took away the regeneration cap, but they make them regenerate slower, I think, is a thing. Vampires have, like, double, potentially triple regeneration. They have this, what is it, Immortal Will. Regenerate some. As does, obviously their little blood. I forgot what it is. They have a lot of regeneration. And they have a lot of armor. Okay, so we did lose 2 Cryptors, which is annoying because, you know, we have to buy those back. And someone pointed out in the base game, they were like critiquing one of my other campaigns. They're like, you call this a pure campaign, but then you sack. But then you have a mod that allows you to sack and occupy on the same turn. I'm pretty sure, I'm about 99% sure the base game allows you to sack and occupy on the same turn. That's usually the best course of action. Okay, so these guys did kill 124, so if they stay up, then they do get some kills. Those are against dwarves, too. I mean, dwarves are very difficult to kill, typically. And Vargeist, those are still really good units, also. But they don't cause poison, I don't believe. They don't cause poison, and they just have a lot less defense. They don't have less armor. But they are mobile. It was very expensive. Okay, we got a sack. That's just too much. I mean, we might be able to occupy it. I don't know. If we don't have enough, we can do it next time. Wait, likes dwarves. We sacked him. What? Damn it. Well, I guess we'll have to take him next turn. I need that 3,000 gold, though. Because how much this army costs me... How much per turn? 3,500. I don't know. I guess I should have just occupied it. I don't like having that trait. Okay, here we go. Uncanny Presence. So we are going to be able to get Terrorgeist now, a lot sooner than I thought we were. Vargeist. Let me look at... I mean, maybe I should be getting Vargeist instead of Cryptors. I feel like they may have tinkered with the costs, too. They're expensive. I feel like weren't these 450 or something at one point? There's only 4 of them. They deal 200. They have virtually no armor. I mean, they're trying to really improve the competitive scene, I think, for Total War Warhammer, and that's a huge incentive for the Steel Faith, and so they might be just constantly tinkering with this to try to get it just right to make it a more competitive game for multiplayer. I don't know, the utility on these, like the poison and just your ability to just stick into a fight, that's what we need, is just stuff that can just sit there and just fight for a while. And I think they're pretty good at that. Yeah, they have the higher armor and melee defense, and armor's just so good with regeneration. I think it's fine. Whatever. Leveled up. Okay, so she leveled up. I think Lightning Strike is still where I want to be. 12 for Vargeist and Terrorgeist, 12 for Terrorgeist. As leadership. Just Uncanny Presence right now.
Isabella von Karsten.
Alright, so I'll have to take it over next turn. Let me see if I can just eat this little dwarf real quick. Deleted. Okay, so who has the growth? I know Von Trapp or whatever does. Where is she? Or Ratep. Alright, none of them have any movement left though. Really? You can't even just...
No, this will weaken me.
Okay, fair enough. So I could have deployed for a little bit more, I could have run the vampire out first before I moved, and then I potentially could have deployed. I think we got all this. The reason I'm not upgrading this is because I might have to remove it. In fact, I'm almost certainly going to have to remove it in a little bit to get the Necromancer and some other stuff. Now, I could go ahead and upgrade this. 6. I mean, that does increase money in all adjacent regions. Wait, what does it say? Requires building reliquary. So Mortis Engine. What's the reliquary? Oh, okay. Interesting. So I could get a Mortis Engine early if I upgrade the armory here. Wait, what are Black Grail Knights? Blood Dragon Warriors. What are Black Grail Knights? Interesting. Do I have to go take over some part of the world to get to Black Grail Knights? Now I'm intrigued. I don't see them anywhere in here. These look pretty cool. I do want to try them out. Ooh, now I'm intrigued. How do I get to Black Grail Knights? Huh. So do I go ahead and upgrade this? It's going to take me 10,000 for the Vampire Keep, though, once this is done in 4 turns. I don't think... 1,400 per turn. I'm not going to get any more money for this. I'm going to settle this, and I'm going to have to buy, like, upgrade this, probably. I probably need to upgrade this, honestly, so I can get this to tier 2. So I can start conquering faster. But I do want this stuff over here soon. Okay, I think that's probably more important. Oh, that's so, like, that gives me the Necromancers and the, money in all surrounding areas. Whatever, I'm gonna do it. I'll go ahead and upgrade it. That's so important because it's your capital. Okay, what we got here? Oh, Necromancer. Oh, he does the construction cost. Ooh, hold on.
It is night.
Forgot about that. Alright, let's roll over here.
Hellish vigor.
Deploy, and now save 600 gold. Sweet. I think that's about it. Okay. Next objective is either the moot or the mountains off to the right. I said I probably wouldn't go for the mountains, but I might. So, oh, nice. Well, he's not even gonna give me a voiceover? Come on, bro. Reduction in cost or hero success chance? I mean, I do want to assassinate these little heroes that are around here. Cost is already low. We'll snap his neck. That's right. Don't come toying with me, son. Okay. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll continue our domination next episode, hopefully. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.